Why are we still... Can we talk about Shadowverse? I want to talk about Shadowverse. I want to watch some Shadowverse games. Let's get into a game.
Do you really think these teams are hive minds? If you beat one of them, you beat them all.
So I don't think like in, you know, some like celestial like weird way, you know what I mean? It's not something crazy, but it's like they have, like I said, they have a bigger net, right? They have a bigger pool of things that are going on besides just that active player. Like SKYSAMA probably tested with his teammates and got resources, you know, like how do I play this matchup, or what card should I include, instead of just doing it by himself.
The shared thought.
The shared thought, exactly. There's just more to it.
All right. Looks like SKYSAMA's kicking things off again with his Swordcraft deck, and EZYE is going to have to do that with Ramp Dragon, which we still have yet to see this deck really be kind of
anything.
Yeah. Like, what is the best case scenario for this deck? I suppose it is a long drawn out and then Prince of Darkness kind of thing, right?
Yep. Honestly, against a mid-range Swordcraft deck, all you need to do is play the defense game. As long as you can keep yourself above 10 and keep the board clear, you can't really lose the game, right? It's the tempo plays that the Swordcraft decks are looking for. So Swordcraft is looking to go, you know, Fangblade Slayer into Albert like on consecutive turns to basically just push for lethal before Dragon can kind of take over. But it's not always that easy. And as a matter of fact, old Swordcraft decks, in order to combat Dragoncraft decks, used to play cards that they don't play anymore because they need to be different. They need to be anti-aggro instead of anti-dragon, because there's not really a lot of Dragon Unlimited right now. Based on what Envy said, it's not really that good in Unlimited, so you're not expecting to see it. So a lot of the tools that it used to have against Dragoncraft just no longer are there.
This is such a weird spot, too. Has to use double Blazing Breath. There's really nothing that he can play on this turn, and he's going to have to ramp one more turn, and he needs to draw something big off the Draconic Fervor. He has 3 cards to pull. This Round Table Assembly is largely going to go unanswered.
Not only that, I mean, he's got Luminous Mage, which is also good. He can evolve the Perseus for free, which is awesome. That's another one of those things.
Which order would you do this in? I suppose a Luminous guarantees you a second free evolve, right? Because if there's nothing that they can do about it this turn, of course SKYSAMA doesn't really know that, so he's just kind of playing it just because.
If Juliets were in the deck, then the Assembly would have been the play for me. But because it's not really based on an aggro deck, like I would just try to get as much advantage as I can early, especially if I'm expecting Draconic Fervor.
He did it!
What does it say?
I have some regrets.
Were those regrets playing Dragoncraft?
Oh my god, he got the Alwidas into the Luminous Knight Evolve.
Yeah,
this hurts.
G.
Is it
G. That's it. Yeah. Turn 6 aggro win from the mid-sword deck without using a single evolution orb. Well, I mean, you know, technically getting 2 for free. But WoW and Dragoncraft. You know what? We love to hate it. This is unlimited. You know what? It's not too scary anymore.
Oh my gosh.
Even mid-sword taking you out on turn 6. What does that feel like? Not even playing Juliets. Not like this big Storm Follower deck. Just tempo.
Yeah. That was a lot of stuff.
That's rough.
It did a lot of damage.
That's rough. I'm feeling pretty rough right now. However,
Dragon into Daria. We've seen this happen already, and as you mentioned, you really enjoy kind of the dragon side of this.
Yep. And it's the same thing. This is the same setup that EZYE had before, right? He essentially gets to play against Daria with 2 decks that beat Daria. You know, we know he can do it. I think this is a good setup for him.
All right, not ideal that he has both in hand, but as Envy was talking about, actually kind of the world where you Daria into multiple Darias and have that be mega effective is not that important in Dragon. You kind of want to have a big one-shot Daria, right?
Well, right. I mean, the first one is always the most impactful, right? It's like how many Oglers and how many things can you stick immediately. However, if the redraw is bad and you don't have access to more redraws with Daria, then you just lose the game. You actually just don't have any outs anymore.
Yep.
And from what we can see, EZYE's got the cards that you'd want to end the game with. He's got the Saha into Lucy, and when I say that, Saha, Quill, and Lucifer, of course.
Wow, and he's got the Zeus there. Lots of things that are just tough to get rid of, right? If you thought Lucifer was difficult, the Zeus is doubly difficult.
Yeah. Zeus, usually not a player in this matchup, I mean, until it's, like, over anyway. The Saha Quill Lucifer combo into a board wipe on the following turn is generally how you just win this matchup. Unfortunately, right now, there is no board wipe in the hand of EZYE, at least an early one. There's no Breath of the Salamander.
He has to wait until the Israfil, really.
And Israfil's not really a board clear against Daria in most scenarios, so.
This is a strange turn. I guess if you just snipe face and rune.
Yeah, I think you just got to push. Oh, he's going to go for card draw. Interesting.
Huh.
Taking the gamble. Actually, that one paid off. That was not a bad redraw. Those are cards that you don't really care about throwing away.
The Magic Owl will always be very nice.
But this, without doing bigger push here, I mean, now we're getting into turns where Saha, Quill, Lucifer are coming down, and EZYE still at 15. This is not a low. This is not a low life total going into this turn.
Yeah, this is going to be real tough. He's drawn into some very, very, very powerful late game options, and he's definitely going to make it there at this point.
And I'd really like to see all of these resources get utilized. What I mean by that is Magic Missile and Piercing Rune being used. Get as much damage out of every card as you possibly can.
Gosh, so much card draw off the back of double Pure-Hearted Singer. He opts not to.
And he played the one that cost something instead of the free one, unless I misread the hand. I thought he had a free Daria.
I don't think so.
He might have had a free Daria if he played the Magic Missile. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. So this redraw, okay, not great. And this is where we're going to start seeing the engine from EZYE start coming down here.
Going to be able to take down almost everything here.
Yep.
Oh, well, everything.
Everything indeed. Yeah. And then into an Israfil, possibly evolve next turn. Again, still has that Lucifer, the nail in the coffin card, as I like to call it, especially against Daria.
Just like you were talking about, there's just no opportunity for a redraw here.
Yep,
and it's going to happen too late.
One Daria left in the deck. I mean, the Chimeras can come down here for a tempo push, but of course we can see in the hand of EZYE, he's got the anti-tempo in all different sorts of ways in hand.
Yeah. There's just no feel-good play, right?
No, honestly, with the way Daria used to beat Dragoncraft decks is high numbers of Dance of Deaths. And once Mutagenic Bolt got introduced, Mutagenic Bolt as an answer as well. But with that, like, when I played Daria before, you know, all of this, you know, Mysteria stuff and Golem Assault and things like that, it was just 3 Dance of Deaths. You just played them. And then against Dragon, you just answer a couple big threats in a row, and you just keep dealing damage. You just don't stop.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, I actually think...
Wait a minute.
If he top decks some damage... Oh! He could just... Oh my god, that was so close. That was so
as we were talking,
close.
SKYSAMA put himself into a position to actually do a ton of damage this turn.
Unfortunately, he needs to clear the Israfil if he cannot end it.
Yeah.
But that was very, very close. That was very close. In fact, I think if he would have evolved his Clay Golem, the game might be over. Because he let the Israfil sweep it for 2.
That's true.
I mean, there would have been another line of play, possibly, right, rather than the Israfil evolve. It was definitely a risky play from EZYE to do that.
He just went for it, and that's going to close the door with the Zeus in hand.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you kind of have to at this point.
Yeah, that's more, again, like we're talking about play to win. Like, if he doesn't have the Zeus, I have a better chance to win with 4 damage. Then I can just top deck a Blade Mage, perhaps, and then win the game. But
I wonder if there was an alternative line of play. I mean, EZYE probably could have done something with... you know, some kind of spell removal and evolve, not necessarily the Israfil drop. But that Israfil drop was pretty risky,
It was pretty risky. He did gain the 4, but it did open himself up there. It is really hard to get 4 from hand when you're kind of left with nothing left in Daria. But in any case, in this next matchup, it's the same. It's more of the same. It's can SKYSAMA pressure fast enough and then end the game. We haven't really seen him end the game very well. We've seen him Daria pretty consistently early in the game, but no finishing potential at the moment.
All right. Turn 5 Daria meh. That's what EZYE says.
So he's calling for turn 5 Daria. He doesn't want turn 4. Wants turn 5. Doing a little dance.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There's still more cards that need to be drawn for SKYSAMA here. Oh my god, every time, man. What the heck?
Never fails. When you're in the top 8 and you're SKYSAMA, this is what you do. You top deck that Daria. You got to. You know what I mean? You can't play Daria and not draw Daria. If you want to win consistently. I like that Heavenly Knight has been adopted even in Unlimited
Yes.
without Summit Temple because of just how beefy it is.
It's such a, I mean, it's like an upgraded Cleric Lancer, right? That can also just turn around and do face damage.
Cleric Lancer, how I miss you. I would totally be playing Cleric Lancer. I'm like such a huge fan of that
Yeah.
card.
Cleric Lancer's great.
I love it. People playing stinkers like, you know, Ancient Lion Spirit and things like that. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. Give me some of my Cleric Lancer.
All right, just the Piercing Rune, and this means that the next few turns are going to be Magic Owl's going to be playing the Blade Mage as well.
Great option here. Just heal back that damage.
Yep.
Ooh. All right, this is just going to be a big Magic Owl turn. Basically empty as much as possible. Now, what we've been seeing from SKYSAMA is that he likes to play his Fate's Hands pretty early. I don't know if he's going to go with it this time, though. This is a pretty fast draw.
I feel like you can't. There's so much opportunity for you to just ruin your own, you know.
Okay, just going to go for the Daria. I like it.
Okay.
Oglers?
One of them, and a Fate's Hand.
Not bad. These Golem Assaults are seeming kind of lackluster.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I feel like they're just not beefy enough defensive options, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're good because they both spell boost you, and if your opponent doesn't have this overwhelming kind of one-shot big damage thing that's happening, then it can do well for you.
By the way, EZYE did call the turn 5 Daria.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He did.
Pretty good at it. But yeah, it's just interesting to me. Like in rotation, it's really good because it's a lot harder to get around them, and you get a lot more time essentially in that format, right? In this format, not so much time. Everybody's got consistently what they're going to be doing. You know what I mean? And these Golem Assaults are feeling just okay. Like yes, they are 2 spells that you can cast, but in Unlimited you have more access to the spells that do that anyway, right? Like Magic Missile, Kaleidoscopic Glow, like those all still exist.
Yeah. I think SKYSAMA really needs to find... I mean, the way this game is going, it feels like to me he's going to have to go until turn 9 at least and just kind of try to draw Darias, you know?
Yep. I almost would have opted to Golem Assault this turn just so I could have a threat-dense hand and maybe threaten out a Themis' Decree with like multiple of these while spell boosting in a turn and then unleash a Daria turn, like so you can have like kind of back-to-back big turns. Doesn't look like he opts for that.
Oh, man.
Gemstone Carapace, though, definitely good enough to take back to Unlimited.
Yes.
Gemstone Carapace has made me like playing Haven again.
You gain so much value in these scenarios, right? Just continues to give more reasons as to why Havencraft likes Evolution Orbs.
And now, like, Havencraft, like, I've mentioned this before, but the reason why I didn't like ever playing Havencraft before the last couple expansions came out was because all of its threats were just so light on the attack and defense. Like you were talking about Radiant Angel, you know what I mean? Radiance Angel, it's a 2/4 for 5. It was great because you know you gain 2 and then you draw a card, but there's no stats on it. And very similarly for all of the things all the way across the curve, man, our tech guys are on point. Look at these guys.
Yeah,
pulling it all up.
Right there. Restore 3 defense to your leader and draw a card.
All of the new followers that have come out are just so big. Heavenly Knight, Gemstone Carapace, like it's just got such a big body to Haven now that it's hard to get past.
Here comes a turtle. And I mean, EZYE's down to 12. Somehow I don't feel like he's in danger, but he has been chipped fairly low.
And he doesn't really have a good endgame in sight yet. Doesn't have an amulet down to make the Heavenly Knight work, so he's probably going to want to do that this turn.
There's the Aegis. SKYSAMA really has to...
Okay, there's something going now. But, like, it's just... It feels so backbreaking to play against these decks as the Daria deck, right? It's just like you have to just eke out every turn and just hope to get there. It's tough. This is a big turn, though.
Yeah, unfortunately did not have one more spell. That would have made this turn huge. He would have been able to play both Chimeras and have the Daria be even cheaper, so on his next turn he could play the Daria and maybe pull into something that he could play.
And this is one of those things that Haven can happen with, where you just don't draw the big board wipe removals that you need in time, and then even just regular plays like this will just get you.
Pulls down the Heavenly Knight. This is what we're talking about in terms of Heavenly Knight's benefits, right? Stats on board. The reality is, even without the Storm effect, you're looking at a 8 defense follower.
Still good. Luckily for SKYSAMA, he does have the Chimera. He's gonna have to jam one of them in. Not yet.
If you enchanted sword at 6.
Yeah, it's only 6.
Wow, he's just gonna throw it away. I guess he's trying to roll for the win here.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, it's not closing out the game.
Not going to close out the game. I don't know if he could have closed out the game with 0 cost cards. But it will set up this board that's really hard to deal with.
And
he's
this
got
is a
the
call
other
out
Daria.
saying there's no Themis, right?
Yeah, no Themis. That's why this game is happening the way it is. Oh, he is playing Radiance Angel. Okay.
You can't pull a Themis off of that either. I guess the Globe is Stairways? Globe can possibly pull him.
No.
On its initial play, is it the amulet or the card?
The amulet.
The amulet?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Another Heavenly Knight to delay more, but he needs to clear the board here.
Yeah, no Themises this game is really hurting EZYE. Like, even won this game, you know what I mean? Would have just felt so good.
I don't know if there's a way for him to clear. Is there? 1, 3...
So we can clear off a Daria, but that's not going to be enough.
Yeah, because one of the Chimeras or the Blade Mage can just run through, and then the other two followers can go through.
So EZYE just not getting the options he needed this game, and SKYSAMA kind of running away with this game without doing anything too fancy.
Yeah, this was just Daria when it's doesn't have to deal with board wipes.
I say nothing fancy, but I mean he did Daria into Daria into Daria. I mean that's still good. Yeah. He just didn't go too crazy. What was this one?
He's trying to promote his stream.
Ah, there you go.
Remember, guys, there's 2 Ys there.
That's right. Check out EZYE's stream. Again, another reason to get yourself on camera here. Exposure.
Yeah. There it is. The game is over, and SKYSAMA moves on. Gives SKYSAMA a little bit of a round of applause, and EZYE will be eliminated on the top 4.
Yeah, and SKYSAMA just proving, like, just consistently just doing his thing. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter if he's under pressure, if he's got bad matchups he's got to play against. He's just going to do his thing.
This definitely is kind of one mark for me.